this is my new project. So we're in the basement right now. This was the property I purchased a few months back. It was a bungalow in a nice neighborhood. I bought this one because, first of all, the price made a lot of sense. I bought it for $989. So it might not seem that low relative to some other bungalows that we're buying these days. Like some of them are $850. Usually those are tear downs. This one was not a tear down. It was a dated property that needed a lot of work. So what I'm gonna do is split the house into two. It's a bungalow. Sometimes nowadays we can split them into 3 or 4 even, depending on how big the extension is on the back. Do you wanna manage, 4 studios? Do you wanna manage 2 3-bedrooms? Usually more units you have, the better the return is gonna be. I decided here to keep it simple. 3 bedrooms upstairs, 1 bedroom plus den in the basement. I actually kept part of the basement for the upstairs unit.
When you sell, you can sell to a lot more end users who would pay probably more money for this type of property, as opposed to splitting into maybe 3 or 4 smaller units. Then you're really just targeting investors who might be buying this property. So I think it's a good move here.
It was a pretty quick renovation. It took me about a month and a half.
A month and a half for two brand new
units.
That's
yeah,
really
total renovation, so everything. So today you guys get to see the basement unit. You walk in through here. This is the front entrance. You can see here, you walk into the eat-in kitchen. So there's a little bit of an area here where you can put like a 2-seater, maybe like a circle little table. And the finish is here. So this is where I did kind of go above and beyond. We do usually do quartz countertops throughout our renovation projects. We don't usually do quartz backsplash as well. So here we did decide to do the quartz backsplash as well and give it that nice seamless look. It was more expensive. Spending a few more $100s to get that quartz and have this nice look, to me it was worth it. It's easy to clean, it looks nice. I think it was worth it in this scenario.
Well, I think it's the first thing that people see when you come into the space, right? So it makes a difference, your first impressions.
You can really get the sense of the ceiling height too. I don't know, in my last video it might have been hard. I'm around 6'8".
Here. Now you can tell.
Yeah, I'm not actually 6'8". I'm like normal height. Sam's just really short.
I'm 5'2".
Sure.
So
I'm like 6 feet tall maybe, if I kind of stretch a little.
More than 6'5".
Yeah, we put the washer and dryer in this unit, and we added a dishwasher as well. It's small things like this. A lot of units of this size maybe wouldn't have a dishwasher, but we had the space, right? As long as you have the space and it works, I think it's worth doing things like this. So if you follow me here, I decided to do the washroom, to renovate the washroom. It was really dated before, and I figured, the kitchen's gonna look so nice, might as well renovate the washroom and make it match, or at least try to make it match a little bit. But I didn't want to go too overboard. So you can see we used the big tiles here, the stone kind of gray looking tiles, nice shower door. And if you want a tip, message me, leave a comment in this video, or reach out, message me, because we got this for a really good price. I bet you can't guess how much we paid for that. This is the living room area. So you can see the ceiling height's a little bit shorter in this room. There's a little bit of a step up, but it's still quite tall. Like, it's very comfortable. Other than the bulkhead here, which is still above my height, which is still good. We changed the floors, painted it, but didn't do anything too crazy. Got some good light fixtures from Costco. But if you follow me here, so we got our 2 rooms here. Let's go to the bedroom first. So it's almost finished. Again, there's some minor touch-ups still that need to be done. But we did put a new window in here. We actually have new windows throughout most of this property. You can see the old fireplace that we kind of blocked off there. But it's a good sized room. It's around a 10 by 11. So it's not too small. It's actually an average size room. The den is about a 10.5 foot by 7.5 foot room. So it's a very good size office space. If you compare this to a lot of condos, it's probably in and around that 650 square foot range of those 1+ dens, maybe a little bit bigger.
So this looks good. You have a 1+ den in the basement. You also have a 3-bedroom upstairs as well. Can you tell us a little bit about what your projected rents look like?
Yeah, so upstairs, I'm thinking that since it's actually a 3+ den, there is that extra laundry rooms in the basement, which is a 10 by 12. So it's a good size. I'm thinking that with the finishing, it is, again, a little bit more luxurious than the average house, I would say. I would target around $3,500 all in, with 1 parking spot as well. So again, location does play a difference.
And you also have the laneway access too.
There is laneway access. There is a garage in the back. It is old. The idea there is in the near future to knock down the existing structure and to create a 3-bedroom laneway house. For down here, I'm looking at close to $2,200 for the 1+ dens. I would say market is closer to, for a 1+ den, maybe $2,000 for a basement unit like this. But the reason that we can charge a little bit more is, first of all, ceiling height. It's very comfortable. It's sizable. There's a lot of space here, so it's bigger than the average unit, I would say. But also the finishing is just a little bit more high end, I would say, than the average rental grade apartment. So that's where we can get that little increase in rent. Now, once the laneway house is built, which I should be able to build for around $400,000, it should be around 1,200 square feet. That should bring me another 3,500 to maybe even a little bit higher in this neighborhood, maybe $4,000 per month in rental income.
10 grand.
Yeah, purchase price was just under $1 million. This renovation here, this entire house cost me just over $100,000. With the renovation in the back, call it 400,000. We're going to be in at 1.5 for $10,000 a month in returns is really strong. But also the value add appreciation that comes with this project is quite large. So that's where you can pull out a lot of that money, or if you go to sell it, there is a very big lift in value there.
Okay, let's talk lift in value. So you said 1.5 all in cost. What do you think it would be valued at if someone were to refinance afterwards?
So that's the issue, right? There aren't too many comps like this that do sell. It's still fairly new. Laneway house, ADUs, garden suites, they're fairly newer. It's been the last 4 or 5 years maybe that they've been legal, right? Yeah. So not too many have been built and not too many have sold actually. So it is hard for me to value it just out of nowhere. If you want to think of it this way, the finished bungalow alone should be closer to $1.3 million in this neighborhood.
So you got the 200 lift.
With the additional house, anywhere in that $2 million range should be reasonable.
I think it's a great idea to do it for the cash flows. When are you thinking of building the laneway house?
There's the accumulation phase. You're just trying to get as much land as possible. And there's the building phase. Typically, people don't do it all at once because it's a little bit more difficult and it kind of handcuffs you. You put all your money in one area and it stays. It's kind of like playing Monopoly, right? You want to get a bunch of tiles and then build up. If you have one tile and you build up on it and put all your eggs in baskets, other people buy the other tiles, right? Or they become more expensive. Yeah. You want to get that piece of the land first, which will naturally appreciate, and then naturally over time, it'll actually help you grow that and build up on those plots.
It's such a great game for you to learn how to invest in real estate. What's the most profitable location in Monopoly?
Park Avenue or something?
No, it's one of the orange ones.
Oh, so you mean yeah. Statistically
most profitable.
Yeah, and that's
I feel like
what
here, that's what I'm thinking.
This
is somewhere in between. It's not the super starter neighborhoods. It's not the super premium end user neighborhoods.
This is like an upper middle class, neighborhood,
Yep.
Middle class to upper middle class neighborhood, and yeah, you're absolutely right. The idea is here, once you build the ADU and you have that, it's going to be a beautiful 1,300 square foot home. Most homes in this neighborhood are probably around 1,300 square feet. So you're getting a full new house that an end user would say, this is beautiful. I'll live in that laneway house. I'll rent out this main house for $6,000 and that's my mortgage there. And I get to live in a beautiful new house. So these are some of the things you got to consider when you're doing development projects. My midterm plan was actually to build a fourplex on this lot because it's actually a perfect lot to do that. Everybody's different. Let this MLI select and all these different government programs kind of get flushed out a little bit more.
Because no one has completed one yet and refinanced, right? So, let the people who are trying it out first complete it and go through the process. And once the process has been ironed out, then you go ahead and do it.
Exactly. So at my point right now in my journey, I just want to accumulate more and focus on other things that I can have a better understanding of and predict a little bit better. Yeah. So that's the plan right now. I think it's going pretty well. We'll see what it rents for. It should rent in the next month or so.
We'll update you guys on it once it's rented out. Yeah. All right. Thanks so much. Okay, so I guess that's it for this video. Follow along with Spiro's real estate investing journey and also like everything he's up to on the real estate side. He is a broker on our team. You can head over to this Instagram handle. And if you want to learn more about our services, feel free to book a call with us right here and let's chat.